And recording. So, there are a bunch of bands that I've heard one or two songs of before that I've wanted to go back to and sort of re-explore. A few years ago, I randomly downloaded a Chiodos album, but only really listened to like one song. I think it was the Devil album, and it was Beavis Bootlook, some weird name. So I went on YouTube. I just did a search for Chiodos and picked a random song. So I found one that isn't on that album. So this one is called Caves. I figured I'll go and check that out since I only ever heard the one song. And away we go. So this is a lot more straightforward than the one I heard before. That previous one was more experimental sounding. Like I said, this is pretty straightforward, kind of like standard rock. But that chorus part like got super heavy. I like that. You're afraid when you're afraid. Take a chance, don't let it weigh you down. You gotta get out of there. You're afraid when you're afraid. Take a chance, don't let it weigh you down. You gotta get out. You're trapped in the cave. Good fly. It sounded like in that section, like a MIDI, like a MIDI was incorporated into there, and it looks like there is a keyboard player. So I wonder what instrument like he like put into there. It almost sounded like a bass, but it was obviously artificial. I don't necessarily like the pieces where the singer's doing the do 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 do. Like it feels like it doesn't belong in the song, but otherwise, like everything else is pretty on point. Take a breath. With a gun in your head. Take a chance. Take a breath. Take a shot like the gun is to your head. Like the gun is to your head. So So towards the end there, I did see those experimental elements sort of coming in. It was all the keyboard player, it looks like. So I can see how they went from this to the sound from the song I heard from Devil. Um, it looked like this was uploaded 9 years ago, roughly. And I think that other album is more recent. I don't know how many years between the two, but it's obviously enough for the keyboard player to take a more prominent role in the band. That phrasing that the singer was doing, the do 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 do, like that easily could have been played on the high end of the keyboard. So I feel like that probably could have replaced that. But yeah. That's super crisp. I liked the sound. Um, it's always funny when you see a video like this. It's like the standard thought process you have when you're in a band, when you're just like, oh, we have to make a video for our song. I know, let's go out into the desert. We can do a wide shot, and there's nothing around but sand and just us. It seems like such a classic trope. Like if you're making fun of a band, you're like, but it's still cool. It's always cool. That's why bands do it. Um, really, really good song. Like I said, it's not as experimental as the first song, the album I'm familiar with, but I actually appreciate more straightforward music like this. Yeah, so I guess the road to go is to listen to more of the older CDs and albums first, and then build up the tolerance to go back up to the more experimental stuff. And I did like the experimental stuff. It's just I appreciate this style much more.